What do Aristotle, Shakespeare, and Jane Austen all have in common? They are three of the countless authors whose works comprise what is known as the Great Books, or the greatest primary writings of Western civilization. These books, which once formed the basis of all higher education, range from the classical period, early Christianity, the Enlightenment, all the way to the 20th century. But due to the rise of the empirical and social sciences in the 19th and 20th centuries, the great books slowly began to disappear from the curriculum. After the 1960s, they were dismissed as the oppressive and racist works of dead white males. And since many students either prefer to avoid the intensive hours of study the great books require, or because they wish to focus on more career-focused coursework, many have little to no exposure to these fundamental texts. Hi, I'm Shannon Watkins, and this is a Higher Education Moment, a video series presented by the James G. Martin Center for Academic Renewal. Today, we're going to debunk some misconceptions surrounding the great books and look at the real benefits of studying them in college. Far from being the works of racist, dead white males, the ideas expressed in the great books have led to some of the greatest intellectual and philosophical developments of the Western world, and uniquely so in the United States. Peter Wood, the president of the National Association of Scholars, once told the Martin Center that the classics of Western civilization should be the backbone of students' curriculum. He argued that studying history, science, philosophy, psychology, medicine, law, or even mathematics, without understanding the 3,000 years or so that gave rise to modernity, is to be blind to the underlying order and interconnections of these subjects. Unfortunately, many choose to be blind to that underlying order. For example, when a group of Stanford University students proposed that a Western civilization requirement be restored to the curriculum in 2016, it was rejected by the majority of the student body. And according to a 2015 study by the American Council of Trustees and Alumni, only 4 of the top 52 colleges and universities in the country required English majors to take a course on Shakespeare. That means that students at schools like Yale, Duke, and UCLA can major in English without any meaningful exposure to one of the English language's greatest writers. Some students, however, have less ideological reasons for not studying the Western canon. To them, time in college should be dedicated to honing practical skills and knowledge that they will use in their future careers. The great books, for all of their historical, literary, and philosophical richness, won't put food on the table. But while it certainly is important to gain hard skills for future job prospects, the study of the great books isn't as impractical as many might imagine. On the contrary, any student who seriously studies these works will develop invaluable abstract reasoning skills, as well as increase their cognitive capacity to distill large amounts of information. And of course, being well-rooted in the intellectual origins of one's culture will better prepare students to succeed in civic and professional life. In the end, higher education leaders have a responsibility to expose their students to at least some of the great books. Not only does such a rigorous study provide students with an in-depth understanding of the intellectual roots of today's social, political, and cultural movements, but it also prompts them to grapple with timeless questions concerning human nature and the pursuit of truth. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you wish to comment or learn more, feel free to contact my colleagues or me at www.jamesgmartin.center. Thank you.